those idiots in the traffic this afternoon? And you know my boss is just so demanding, and that terrible music my teenage daughter plays. And did I tell you about the pain in my shoulder? Complaining, a South African national sport. It feels so good to vent, doesn't it? Just let it all out. But complaining, like so many other things that feel good at the time, drinking, smoking, overeating, drugs, is so bad for you. Let's look at your brain when you complain. The first time you complain, your neurons branch out to form a bridge to ease the flow of information. Every time you complain again, you build this bridge thicker and thicker. So you have this beautiful neuron bridge, and you complain without even realizing it. So over time, you've hardwired your brain to complain regardless of the circumstances. You then find it easier to be negative than to be positive, and that becomes your default behavior. A really controversial research looked at the brains of habitual complainers and found that the size of the hippocampus shrank. The hippocampus is the part of your brain that does critical thinking and problem solving. Isn't that terrifying? The more you complain, the more you decrease your ability to find a solution to that complaint. And what about your poor body? When you complain, you release the stress hormone cortisol, the fight or flight hormone. This is particularly useful when you're running from a saber-toothed tiger. Not so useful when you're sitting in Cavendish complaining about the froth on your cappuccino. Cortisol is inflammatory. It impairs your immune system. It contributes to all sorts of dread disease, like stroke, heart attack, diabetes. What about your emotions when you complain? Makes you feel disempowered, a victim, stuck. It's a heavy negative energy. Don't you be that toxic person everyone's trying to avoid. So just stop. Just stop complaining. Sounds so easy, doesn't it? The trick is you have to catch yourself complaining because you don't realize you're doing it anymore. So elicit the support of your immediate circles, spouse, kids, employees, co-workers. Get them to tell you every single time you complain. And start to build a new neural bridge so your automatic response is always positive. I'm going to give you 3 quick tips to help you on your journey to no complaining. Number 1, cultivate optimism. Choose to always look on the bright side of life. Count your blessings. Practice gratitude daily. Because after all, most of our problems are first world problems, white people's problems, rich people's problems. Number 2, stop being so judgmental. You have no idea what's going on in somebody else's life. That rude waitress who plonked down your overpriced coffee this morning, maybe she didn't sleep last night. Her kid was sick. Maybe her transport was delayed again and her salary was docked. But because she was rude to you, doesn't give you license to go out and be rude to the next 10 people. That's her stuff. Leave it with her. Number 3, become accountable. You are the only person responsible for what comes out of your mouth. In your office, don't let people complain unless they come with a matching solution. At home, have a complaints jar. Every time someone whinges or whines, put money in the jar. At the end of the month, give it to a homeless person. They may have a legitimate complaint. So I invite you all to join me. Let's stop complaining. Let's cultivate optimism. Let's stop being judgmental. And tomorrow morning, when you wake up, I'd like you all to say, my life is so good. I have absolutely nothing to complain about.